Hello, my name is William Newman, and I am in MIS 580, Section 2 for Washington State University's EMBA program. This is assignment 2.1, and it is entitled Why IT Matters. It's in response to an article written in 2003 for the Harvard Business Review by Nicholas G. Carr. In order for us to figure out why IT matters, I think it's important to understand what IT is and what IT isn't. Information technology, IT, is the application of computers and telecommunications equipment to store, retrieve, transmit, and manipulate data. The term is commonly used as a synonym for computers and computer networks, but it also encompasses other information distribution technologies such as television and telephones. Several industries are associated with information technology, such as computer hardware, software, electronics, semiconductors, internet, telecom equipment, e-commerce, and computer systems. Information technology is different from information systems, IS. Information systems consist not only of hardware and software, but also people, procedures, and data. All right, who is Nicholas Carr? Well, Nicholas G. Carr is an American writer who has published books and articles on technology, business, and culture. He was a finalist for the Pulitzer Prize in 2011 in the general nonfiction category. Nicholas believes that as information technology's power and ubiquity have grown, its strategic importance has diminished, and we should approach IT investment and management in a different fashion. He believes that what makes a resource truly strategic, what gives it the capacity to be the basis for sustained competitive advantage, is not ubiquity, but scarcity. You only gain an edge over rivals by having or doing something that they can't have or do. I agree with many of Carr's assessments. Carr argues that IT is closer to its end than its beginning. And when I say IT, I'm referring to the information technology build-out. Why does he believe this? Well, the price is falling, which makes it affordable to just about everybody. Internet capacity has caught up with demand. IT vendors are positioning themselves to change their business model to become more commodity suppliers. It appears the investment bubble has burst, or at least is in the process, which has historically been a sign that an infrastructure technology is reaching the end of its build-out. Simply stated, information technology capital expenses are going down. And finally, power is outstripping business needs, meaning IT is more capable than most common uses. It is exactly this point that differentiates Carr's opinion from my opinion. Carr goes on to argue that IT is replicable. IT is replicable, and because most business activities and processes involve IT, they are replicable too. I believe this thought process is flawed. In theory, IT is replicable, but the reality is much different. While much of the IT technology is nearly identical, how that technology is used from organization to organization can vary quite a bit. While one organization may invest heavily in the human resource side of IT, other firms may not, and as such, makes them less competitive. So, why does IT matter? Where does it matter? It matters in its application. In its application in business and operation processes, as a strategy mobilizer, the collaboration of information technology and business together, not merely being used as a support department for business, but working together with business operations to improve the business as a whole. The degree in which competitors can emulate you. Competitors may have similar systems, but the application of those systems may differ. And finally, IT has reshaped the industry. This is a video of a green sand molding line. Green sand molding has a lot of drawbacks. It has a looser tolerance. There is a lack of reproducibility and repeatability, and human factors which lead to errors. There are also safety concerns. There might be injuries to fingers, shoulders, the back, maybe injuries to others. There is loose sand that can damage equipment. As far as the quality is concerned, green sand has higher defect rates, and there are many more inclusions in green sand castings. Heavy manufacturing historically has been very labor intensive. There has been a lot of work for minimal production, and through CAD and CAM programs, efficiency gains have been made in casting design and in manufacturing. Fast forward in time, this is an automated molding line. It is chemically bonded, so the mold is made completely different. Green sand molding line has silica sand, clay, flour, and water, and it's molded together. And a chemically bonded molding line basically has chemicals injected into the sand, and when it sets up, it creates a very hard mold. There is safety engineered into the equipment through proximity switches, laser eyes, as well as bump protection, Scrap is nearly minimal, is very minimal, is nearly non-existent. Um, the process is obviously extremely different, and the end result is a casting with tighter tolerances for higher specification customers, which is significant in this day and age as a lot of the lower spec castings are going overseas. So where was Carr right? While I disagree with the premise that IT doesn't matter, I absolutely agree capital investment needs to be made in catastrophe avoidance. As we become more dependent on IT, we need to make sure we are not vulnerable if and when problems arise. We need to mitigate risk and eliminate vulnerability. And in summary, there are several areas I agree with Carr, but we disagree in the conclusions we draw, at least for now. Carr wrote this article in 2003, and 10 years later, many of the same facts are true. It is ironic that Carr talks about IT as an infrastructure technology that has approached its build out, considering we really haven't changed our position in the last decade. We are no closer to making IT a commodity, and the main reason is application. IT is not seen as a support department now. It is seen as a strategic partner, and as such, it is not as replicable as Carr indicates. Carr may have been significantly ahead of his time, and I can foresee a future when IT does become more of a commodity. But this time, IT still matters.